guys, it's that time of the week and I'm gonna put my face mask on and talk. This one's a chocolate one, so it's good. Done! I am pitch black. So, I popped on some face mask and I smell like chocolate. I thought I would talk about what it's gonna be like when you first go vegan. Not that I intended these videos to be all about veganism, but they kind of are, because Jokonut is an Instagram that I made for veganism. So, yeah. And I actually decided to mentally prepare my head how I would go on about this, and I came to the conclusion that there's 4 type of thing that's gonna go on. And the first thing you're gonna experience is it's gonna be overwhelming. At least it was for me, because I remember watching a lot of YouTube videos back in August 2015, and I always was wanted to watch the documentaries that they suggested, but never did until one day I was at work. I had a 2-hour break between my shifts, so I decided to watch Cowspiracy, and I watched the whole thing on my laptop at a cashier desk, just an hour just standing and watching Cowspiracy and just having my mind blown for a full hour and a bit. And it was really overwhelming because you get to learn a lot and you get to realize a lot of things that you never knew before. You're gonna be bombarded with a lot of truths, a lot of things you always knew was a reality. Gonna be overwhelming, no matter what. I've talked to a lot of vegans who I know personally, and they all said that it was like a slap in the face when they first went vegan and when they first got exposed to basically the truth. I hate being that vegan, but it is the truth. So, but you are gonna get over this step and it won't be as overwhelming in a few weeks time. It took me a little bit of 2 weeks to become a really chill vegan. I remember just after watching Cowspiracy, I just became that stereotypical vegan for a full week. I was like, oh my god, how dare you eat chicken right in front of me? Because it was a huge shift in my head. I'm really sorry for the people who had to deal with me first going vegan, because I was a preachy vegan. I'm more than a year vegan now, so I'm a lot better, I think. But you'll get past that stage. After a while, you're gonna get used to all the new stuff you're gonna learn, and you won't be as triggered or as jumpy when people start to talk about stuff like slaughterhouses. Yeah, but eating pig is fine. They live in a farm and they're happy. You won't be as jumpy after a while, because you have to realize that these people have not seen what you've seen. And the next step, I think, when you first go vegan is it's gonna be lonely. If you're fortunate enough to be in a situation where you have friends and family who are vegan, or you know someone online that could actually help you through this process, then it might not be as lonely for you as it was for me. A lot of people, when they first go vegan, they do it alone. They're probably the first one in the family to go vegan, and it's a lot of responsibility. It's a lot of research that you have to do, a lot of talking, a lot of arguments that you need to tell the people around you that you're gonna be fine, especially the people who care about you. They might be like, why are you doing this? Your body's gonna shut down, you're gonna die, you're gonna faint, you're gonna have no energy and stuff. But this is when you have to have kind of all the background information, so that when people ask you questions or when people try to argue certain things about going vegan, that you have some proof or at least some idea of how to respond to them. Not only does that make veganism more legit, but also changes their mind and how they view vegans as well. You're gonna find that when you go to eat with people, you're gonna be the only one that has a vegetarian vegan meal. It might be weird, and strangely at every dinner table that you go to, everyone wants to talk about why you're vegan. It's kind of an awkward situation to talk about veganism, because they are probably eating meat and you don't want to bash them and you don't want to make them feel horrible, but they did ask. But don't be tempted. I think the dinner table is not the best place to talk about veganism, because people would just get heated. People would be like, but I'm eating steak, do you hate me? I figured that if people try to ask about why I'm vegan when I first go vegan at a dinner table, I'd say if you really are curious about it, then I'm welcome to talk about it with you afterwards. I don't think this is the best place to talk about it since we are eating. And it might sound really serious for me to talk that seriously with other people, but I think you have to show them that this is a topic, and it's fun to be vegan, but also it is an important topic that I don't want to play around with. And you're gonna feel left out, especially when you live in a city or when you're around family gatherings where they have huge dinners and feasts where basically everything is just meat. You feel left out, but you always have to remind yourself why you're doing it in the first place, and you'll be fine. It will be lonely for maybe weeks or months, but if you have vegan friends, again, this is not a problem for you at all. I just pushed through because I knew what I was doing. And after being lonely, the third stage I think is, it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be really, really weird, physically and mentally. For the first week, I just felt my body was just shitting everything. All the toxins, all the food from my body. I was sitting at the toilet more often than I would. Like, before I was vegan, I'd shit like once or twice a week. I shat super easily, like super easily. A little TMI, but it was just like a breeze. Not like diarrhea, but it was like easy. I felt drained this video. But then when I first just added so many plants to my diet, my body just like bloated. Oh, that's another thing too. You get like quite bloated. And then the second week, it was still a little better. But then I did feel like my body was just digesting vegetables a lot slower, and I felt just really queasy for like 2 weeks. But then the third week, when your body gets used to all the rice and the potatoes and the fresh vegetables and the fruits that you eat, it's amazing. On the third week, I remember just getting this huge burst of energy and waking up and just having a constant level of like energy the whole day. I was just really, really energetic that day. And I remember because this is the day that I went to work and had a really long shift, and I was good the whole way through. And when I went home, I was still like went out afterwards as well. That's pretty cool. But also another weird thing is you start to taste food differently. Because before I went vegan, or before a lot of people go vegan, you'd eat pretty junky. All your foods that you ate were quite saturated in flavor. A lot of seasoning that goes everywhere. And at the start of the third week, when I just ate vegetables and rice for a long time, I started to taste the vegetables. Then I started to taste what they actually taste like without all the seasoning. And I really, really enjoyed it. I remember just eating steamed potatoes. I also really love raw carrots. And before that, I didn't even really eat a lot of raw carrots. You're gonna feel your hair feel amazing. My hair felt amazing. I don't even care about my hair before that, but I just knew that like 3 weeks in, my hair felt amazing. I realized that my skin wasn't drying out as much as it would. I don't think I got the vegan glow because I'm already Asian. I'm pretty tan, so I can't really tell. I also felt that my body odor decreased quite a bit. I was like mildly exercising during that time, and I didn't smell bad at all. And after going through all this weird stuff, there's this last stage that you're gonna go through. You're gonna realize it's gonna be worth it. Going through all this change, all this effort that you put into this, and all these weird stuff that you're gonna feel in your body. It was worth it. Just remind yourself why you're doing this in the first place, why you are vegan. Is it for the animals? Is it for the planet? Is it for your health? And see if that keeps you motivated. I first went vegan for environmental reasons, like I said last video. When I realized that I was vegan for the ethical side, that's when I realized that this was something I wanted to do permanently. And I really, really encourage you guys to watch Earthlings, because watching that documentary is the one that really solidified veganism for me. If I didn't watch that, and I didn't watch that one for 4 months, I don't think I would have stayed vegan this long. But this is what you do after this stage. 1, experiment with food, ingredients, and vegetables. Branch out into the food groups that you need. Bean, legumes. I never had lentils until I went vegan, because lentils not really a thing back in Laos. Try spices, try cumin. Just try all these other seasoning that you might need to make your vegan food taste amazing if you don't like the taste of vegetables. 2, learn to cook, because this is an essential, especially if you're going vegan in a family or in a place where you're the only one. You're gonna have to cook for yourself, and if you don't cook for yourself as a vegan, it's gonna be super hard. Cooking vegetables is super easy. Cooking tofu is super easy. 3rd tip is don't be scared. When you first go vegan, you will slip up. You will slip up. You will make mistakes. Don't feel like, oh, I have to start over again. And don't be discouraged, because we live in a very non-vegan world, and there's a lot of stuff out there that's not vegan, especially if you live in a country that's not very vegan friendly. You're doing your best already, and I'm proud of you. yeah, I think that's all I have to say for this video. I should probably film a more informative video on how it was going vegan, but I thought this was just a fun thing to film. I'm gonna wash my face and then I'll get back to you. Drying on my face. If you do enjoy these, please let me know. And if you have any topics you want me to talk about, let's have like a chill. You know what would be cool if I invited someone to actually do a face mask and like have a conversation with? Obviously, everyone's experience is gonna be different, but yeah. I think it's good to be honest about what it feels like, and I think it was honest enough. It was that weird part of when you first, like the first or second week of going vegan is definitely a little weird. At least in my case, it was a little weird, but I enjoyed it. Like right after, all the energy, yes, so worth it. All right, enough talking. I'll see you guys next week or later this week. See ya.